For AP and dual enrollment, I always say it's very nuanced and it's very personal because not all kids study the same, manage their time the same. And so when you're talking about AP classes, there's some classes that you can start even in 9th grade.
Wait, let's start with what is AP? AP means?
Advanced placement. Advanced placement is more rigorous, and you get credit for college if you pass the exam at the end of the school year, which is in May, normally first week of May. Dual enrollment basically means you're, like, let's say if for us, we partner with Clayton State University. Some schools in Cobb may partner with Kennesaw, and you can take classes in Kennesaw or virtually through Kennesaw and get credit for that. Now, I'm always looking at what the student is trying to achieve, meaning what career goals they have, before I advise on which way to go. For instance, if a student wants to study in California, they want to go into engineering in California, and the only school that they can partner with to do dual enrollment at your school in Cobb County will be Chattahoochee Technical College. A school like, let's say, USC, for instance, everybody knows USC. It will be more challenging for them to accept that grade, because Chattahoochee College, even though it's a college, a community college, you can take their classes there, is not at the same power level as where you're trying to go. And so in such an instance, I say go for AP, because AP is nationalized. AP is actually internationalized. You can take AP in Kenya and it will be the same exam as the one you take here at the end of the course or the end of the year, or even in Europe if you're in Europe. So AP is standardized, the exam will be the same, the scoring will be the same, how they score also is gonna be the same. So if you're getting a 5, which is the highest score in AP exams, someone in Kenya is getting a 5, someone in Oklahoma gets a 5, and Georgia gets a 5, then the school in USC can gauge all y'all on the same level and say, oh, for sure, they passed that test. But if you're bringing in a score from Chattahoochee Technical College, for instance, they're like, I've never had this school. I don't know what their curriculum looks like. I don't know how rigorous it is. So in such instances, I say take the AP. Now, if it's someone who's going to be in state and just wants to go maybe like Georgia State, Kennesaw, maybe UGA, something like that, because they already recognize the Chattahoochee Technical, not to say that it's gonna be a guarantee the course is gonna transfer, but you have better options of saying, okay, let me take the dual enrollment course because I'm in Georgia. It probably will transfer to Kennesaw State or Georgia State or something like that. But the highly selective schools especially, they prefer the AP courses because then they can gauge you amongst a pool of other students in the same way, if that makes sense. And then, but then also dual enrollment basically means you're taking college classes on your own. Not necessarily with your cohort of students at school, at high school. So if it's a group project, you have to ferry yourself to the KSU to be with the KSU kids to do it there. Some schools offer the virtual option as well, but you have to be ready for dual enrollment. You have to be ready mentally, time management wise. If your kid is not good at all those things, I do not recommend taking any advanced classes in the first place, but definitely not dual enrollment. Because if you're those helicopter parents, as they're talking about, where you go in and check their campus portal to check their grades, every now and then the teacher emails or the coach emails to say, oh yeah, you're behind in your classes, this assignment is missing and all that. You do that in high school. But once you're assigned in a dual enrollment, a college class, the professors don't do that. So you as a parent, you don't have access to what your student is doing or how they're doing, whether they're passing or failing, whether they need help, whether they need intervention of some sort, unless the child tells you. You see what I'm saying? So dual enrollment really requires a child who is ready for that next level type of independence, if you know what I mean. If you still need to partner with your parent in the day-to-day activities of your schooling, then you might as well stick with AP, because AP basically means it's a high school teacher and empowered to teach college classes. So it will almost always feel like you're still in high school, you're still engaging with them. And the counselors have access, so they can call you in if you're failing or something like that. They'll be like, hey, let's check in. Is it a mental health thing we need to look at? Is it bullying? What is it that is making your grades go down? If it's a dual enrollment, you're on your own. So you might as well be top-notch type of a student to be able to take dual enrollment. That's a big difference. And then obviously, there are other smaller differences we can get into. If you want to message me on the side, we can walk with you. If you're trying to determine which way you want to go between AP and dual enrollment, I can sit with you in a meeting and we can talk about that and see what works.
That was so good. Like, I feel so good. I feel like I can go and tell people, like I can preach AP versus dual enrollment, right? Like, never even thought about it, especially in the way of where do you want to get to?
Yeah.
The example of USC and Chattahoochee Tech is so spot on, right? Because if you want your child to achieve their greatest potential, and that means them moving to a different place, then you have to make very informed choices very early, because you can mess them up.